Hi kids, good to see you again. It's Mrs. Janney. I'm filming from a different location in the school today because it's hot and I have an air-conditioned room, so I'm letting one of the classes borrow my room today, or at least this morning. And I needed to get this video done, so I kind of hidden myself away for a moment so I can get this video made so we can use it in class. We're going to talk today about Modigliani, Amedeo Modigliani, and he's an Italian painter and sculptor, and he has a very unique style. We're going to take a look at that. I've got some pictures to show you. We'll watch a little cartoon about him to give you a little more information about him and his style, and then we're going to do a self-portrait in his style. And we've been studying self-portraits in lots of the classes this week. And a self-portrait is a representation of one's own face and or body, and it can be a painting or a sculpture, a photograph, lots of different ways that it could be represented. So and it's a picture of you. So let's take a look at the slides that I have put together to show you. Here we go. This is a photo here. You see Amedeo Modigliani, born in 1884, and he died in 1920. He was only 35 years old when he passed. And that is because he contracted tubercular meningitis in Paris, and that's where he passed away. So let's take a look at some of his artwork here. So let's look at these examples. Okay. What do you notice about these pictures? Think to yourself in your head. What stands out to you? What stands out to me are those long necks, right? And those long, narrow faces and the long, narrow noses. And some of the eyes, just like in this one, almost look hollow, like there's nothing there, like it's a mask. It almost resembles a mask. So you could look through there. It almost puts you in the position of being in that portrait, maybe. Maybe that could be you when you put your face behind it. And it's a lot like his sculpture style here too. You can see the same shape of the eyes, the long nose, the long face, that long narrow neck. That's typical of his style. That's what he was known for. Now, he was an Italian Jewish painter and sculptor who mainly worked in France, and like I said, he's known for his portraits characterized by the long faces, necks, and figures. And he started painting at a very early age in Italy when he was a young child, and he studied the Renaissance and would replicate lots of the images that he studied from the Renaissance. In 1906, he moved to Paris, and that's where he met lots of other artists like Pablo Picasso, you see in the photo here with him, and André Salomon. And to the right, there is a photo of his home where he lived when he was there. Now they say he worked at a furious pace, constantly working on creating drawings and paintings. Now, but many of them were destroyed or given away, and he actually didn't make any money at his work and wasn't really well known until after he passed away. There was an enormous funeral from the artistic community for him, and that's when he gained popularity. And since then, his popularity has soared. There have been 9 novels, a play, a documentary, and 3 feature films that have been devoted to his life, telling the story of his life. Now, this is a little cartoon. I've shown this many times in class. It comes from a channel on YouTube called Art with Maddie and Dada, and this one is about Modigliani. There are lots of other artists that you can see cartoons of on that channel if you want to subscribe to that. I enjoy using it for my teaching purposes. So I'm going to play this for you, and then we're going to talk about our project. So now we know a little bit about why he painted the faces and the necks and the things like that to look like the masks, and that's pretty interesting. So let's start talking about how we're going to make our self-portrait. Now first we're going to fold our paper so that we create areas to help us proportion the face more like the way that he did. So you're going to take your paper and fold it in half. The long edge of the paper up, the short edge of the paper is along the bottom. Fold it in half this way. Okay. And I match up the edges first and then press in the seam. So now that you've got it in half, we're going to fold it down in half like this. Make a crease. And we're going to fold it down one more time. Fold, meet your edges at the bottom, and then press in the seam. Okay. So now that that's done, we're going to open it up. And that's going to give you 8 boxes. You've got a dividing crease down the middle, and then you've got 1, 2, 3 here. It's going to give you a total of 4 boxes on each side. That's going to help us when we start mapping out the face. So I've got one on my sketch pad here that I'm working with, and I've done orange lines on the paper so that you can see the creases a lot better for while we're drawing. Now, for a Modigliani style portrait, we're going to do the face in this top half. It's going to be right in the center of these 4 top boxes. So, and leave a little room at the top so that if you want to add a hat or do something with the hair later on, you can do that. So don't go all the way to the top, but come all the way down and touch this line down here. I didn't touch that middle crease there. I didn't come down far enough the first time. Do it lightly first till you decide how big is right for the face. And I'm drawing sideways, so it's a little more difficult there. Now I'm going to darken it in with my pencil. So okay, like that. So there's my oval for my head. Now the neck is going to come the whole length of this box down here, this third section. So right up here under the chin, or just to the left of the chin, we're going to bring that neck down. It's half as long as the face is, so that's what stretches it out. If you notice, our necks, okay, aren't quite, or don't look quite that long. Don't put it directly under the chin because that would be too thin. But by drawing it out, that whole length of that box, a third of the page, that's going to lengthen it really nice. Now you're going to take this out to the edge here for the shoulders. Okay, so now you've got the head and the neck and the beginnings of the body. Now let's start talking about adding the facial features. So the eyes were a lot like masks, very simple football shapes. So think about drawing a frown on a sad face, okay? And draw that right on that orange, or that crease. You can see my orange line there. It should go right on that crease. And then another one over here. And then think about drawing a smile on a smiley face, or the bottom portion of the eye here. And you can leave them open, or if you want to draw the actual eyes in there later, you can. But for Modigliani's style, he didn't draw in the eyes. He would just color it a solid color. All right, now the nose. The nose comes down most of this box here. It starts up here, right in the center. I'm gonna angle it out this way a little bit like the letter L there. Okay, still leaving just enough room down here for the mouth. Okay, now the way I teach how to draw lips is to draw this center line that separates the two lips from each other, or that opening would be. So there's the illusion of a line there between the lips. I'm going to draw that in the direction that I want the mouth to go. So if I want the person smiling, I'm going to draw that center line like that. Then I'm going to draw the lines or the outlines for the rest of the lips. So I'll start up here and connect to that. And then I'll draw the bottom part of the lip there and connect to the corners. So there's my mouth. And you can change the thickness and thinness of the lips however you want them to look. You can adjust that. That's why we're going to draw in pencil. Okay. Now you've got the basics. Here's where you start to turn it into yourself. You're going to add the hair. Okay. You're going to design a shirt here at the bottom. If you want your person to be wearing some kind of jewelry, you can do that. You can add ears if you can see the ears. The ears should fit between, okay, top of the ear, the eye, bottom of the ear, okay. You see the nose there? So it should fit in between, right in there like this, if you can see the ears. Once you're done with adding all of the details that you want on here, then you get to color. And I've started another one. This one off, and I'll show you one I've started coloring. So here's one that I was working on while you were watching the cartoon. And you can see I started to add color to it. So I need to finish coloring the shirt and add some kind of color to the background to finish this out so that it represents me. The color of the hair represents me. I have green eyes. I've colored her eyes to look like me. I might even color her shirt to match what I'm wearing today. I haven't decided yet. Maybe I'll make it purple, my favorite color. Maybe I'll put some designs on there with polka dots. I love polka dots. Okay, so I'll finish this and I'll show you a picture of this at the end of the video. But let me show you one that a student did several years ago that he left with me. Okay, and you can see the nice long neck, the head, stripes on the shirt. Apparently this student really liked red. It's pretty cool. So think about how you want to add your designs to your shirt and your background. All right, happy art making. I look forward to seeing what you create.